Cheers, everybody, and cheers to a normal variation Friday 0DT team. This is your routine briefing. So, what I'm going to try to do at the beginning of these from now on is, hence the term normal variation you just heard, I'm going to try to identify or at least speculate what the playbook is for the day. There are, if you look at that TPO document that you can find in the description to this video, the routine trading folder, I'm really trying to build a playbook for each day type. And as of yesterday, we got a neutral day yesterday. It's called a neutral TPO. That was the first one of those we've had in a while. And after that, I think I do have playbooks down for each. I'm still trying to figure out the mechanics. The beta test is still ongoing that we've been talking about. I just have to get some mechanics hammered out here. So I can start filling out that log again. But we have about 6 playbooks. So today it appears it's a normal variation kind of day. You can read that document if you want to learn more about kind of what that means. As time goes on here, I think you'll pick it up quickly if you watch these videos. And yeah, and we'll put some we'll get playbooks together, and it's going to get nice and streamlined over time. I think I'm pretty excited about it. I think just based on talking to some of my trading friends that it's a nice way to increase your odds for selecting what trades you're going to take, and it also selects against overtrading. So anyways, that's what I mean when you're going to hear those various TPO terms. It's just kind of my speculation for what day type it is. So you can look, like I said, you can look at why today's normal variation. I think you can just read those notes there and pick it up. But we're going to talk about it a little bit here. So first, let's review the comment that we have in the warm-up document. Again, also available in the description. So as you can see, it's really a low conviction day. So it's very similar to last Friday where you have that initial strong push down. And opposed to where last Friday was more trendy, where we kind of started pushing up again, we've stalled out already. So we have low conviction on both sides, and you can tell that just by the narrowness of that IB range. What time is it now? It's about to solidify up in about 3 minutes, so it's going to be around that 30ish from top to bottom. So from 9:30 open until 10:30 close of that IBR. IBR means IB range. It's about 30ish points, which is relatively narrow. So why is it narrow? I think we can speculate that we have a couple things going on. So we have a break down box, just given the positioning of the overnight in the Europe and Asia major players. We have that 39.50, 39.75 breakdown box. Yet we have from that push off the low, we do have an initiative pivot at about 39.40, and really this 39.40 to 39.50 area is going to be demand. Really, until we can unwind that 15-minute low, the first 15-minute candle, until we unwind that low, I do think that the bulls have the slight edge for this consolidation period. Personally, I'm layering into shorts. I like the risk reward of shorts for now until something changes. So I'll be watching that pretty closely. I'll be watching how we react as we kind of go back into this gap area later in the day. So far, all I see is this is just price correcting the gap, filling the gap. You know that happens 48% of the time, and so I'm not convinced that the bulls are going to win the day quite yet. And really, what for me the major indication there is volatility, which we'll look at in a second. So in terms of price action for now, we are, I think, looking at a two-sided, very tight auction. We have expansive pivots to suggest that, and as we have to do in normal variation type looks, is we have to watch the profile, the volume profile. So right now it looks pretty balanced. It's got that capital D shape, and yeah, any push higher has found supply, and any push lower has found demand. So like I said, I'm layering to short positions for now. I'm watching, so a key part of this normal variations, you want to watch for migration of balance. You want to watch that profile and see where the time and volume build to kind of get an indication of which side is eventually going to win the day. So again, when you call these playbooks, it's much easier to look in hindsight and be like, okay, that was this day, that was X day, that was Y day. But as soon as that IB forms, you just kind of, I think, have to make an assumption. It can obviously change as price tells us to, but for now, it's that normal variation type look. So right now we're just kind of hanging out around this insanely magnetic 3960 area. It has been insanely magnetic for about a month now, and we are just consolidating around it. Balance is not moving. We're just kind of, like I said, it's that D shape, and we are waiting to see if it migrates higher, lower, or what happens there. So that's just the summary so far for the day. If we want, let's now look at some charts. So I'm left the MGI on here. I think I do like the MGI for our chessboard chart, just because um, I know there's a lot on the screen, but I think it gives us a better idea. I think the purpose of it is kind of to get our bearings in the overall general auction, and I think that the MGI really helps with that. So as you can see now, we're just consolidating around that super magnetic area. It's a prior month POC, it's a yearly POC. A little bit higher, we kind of confront the prior week value area low. Yeah, really for now, again, I just see the 60 to 70 area as just consolidation, and really, like I said, I'm looking to fade it until we really start to build time and volume above that IB high. So you can see that this value area here is still holding. We bounced into it during the morning session, and we bounced right back out, and we're now starting to build a little bit above it. So as I speak, we just got another 15 point or so rally to the upside. So I'm watching that closely. It does seem that the bulls are trying to take control of the day. So we'll see if that holds. And let's take a look at volatility, which I have not looked at since the video started. So okay, you can see. So for me, we're still I'm still looking. In fact, I might add a short in real time. Add to a short here, depending on what happens around here. We're navigating this trend line, and the way that you got to look at trend line. Let me maximize this. Get rid of this chart. The way you got to look at trend line behaviors is when price, be it volatility, be it whatever instrument you're looking at, when it approaches the trend line, is it running away from it? Is it consolidating around it? If it's not running away from it, it's telling you that's not really going to be strong resistance as one might expect. So that and the fact that we are consolidating above the pivot high for the day on volatility, again, is telling me to kind of fade these pushes, which I'm going to add as we speak right now. Stand by, please. Okay. And for me, it's going to be fading until we start building time volume above that IB high, uh, which is when obviously the assumption will change. So I think it's really important just to kind of watch what volatility does today. The bears do not want it making lower lows. We really want to see it hold above that 2250 area. Again, if you're a bear, and for a bullish sign, I think will be if we get above that IB high, we start to build time and volume, and you also see volatility start to fall off. Okay. And I think that does cover the majority of what I wanted to discuss today. Again, if you want to read more about these, one second. If you want to read more about these little tools I'm using, you can just look in the description. There's a bunch of links. I'll also be watching the World Cup. We have Brazil and Croatia playing right now, when we have Argentina and the Netherlands playing at 2. It's all good games. Don't forget to watch tomorrow if you're into that type of thing as well. And yeah, besides that, we'll be watching the tape, looking at everything that we just discussed, and hoping that we get away from this 60 level at some point. We've had a lot of closes around here, and it'd be nice to see a little bit of dynamism to end the week before next week's catalyst-filled activity. So it's going to be a lot of action next week. We'll see how today ends. And besides that, just feel free to engage with me in any of the links that you find in that description. Any comments on this video, I will definitely respond to, as well as any responses to the newsletter. So I'm going to go ahead and package that up for you right now. And until then, that is all I have for you today. Enjoy your weekend and stay classy until Monday.